Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be looking at an introduction to CloudFormation, which is an AWS service that enables you to provision and manage almost any AWS resource using a custom template written in YAML or JSON. If you don't know what this is, don't worry because we'll have a look at it through the video. It is quite simple to understand. Now that creates a template which allows you to provision infrastructure resources in a group, which is called a stack. And from there, it allows you to define and customize all components needed to operate your application, whilst you also still contain full control of the resources. Using the template also gives you the ability to implement version control on your infrastructure and the ability to quickly and reliably replicate your infrastructure to other accounts and environments. What we're going to do in this video is use a template to provision an EC2 with a basic user data script that will give us a landing page when we open it via the public IPv4 address. In a moment, we'll have a look at the template in detail before we upload it to our account and actually provision our resources. But just before we do that, there are 5 things to know about CloudFormation. The first is that it does actually require some upfront development of the template. And in the past, I think this would have been quite a steep learning curve. But nowadays, there's a lot of templates online, and also with ChatGPT in particular, that can do sort of 70 to 80% of the work for you. So it does make it a lot easier. The second point is that once you've got that template, it can be used as many times as you need across all environments. So the obvious use case for this is that you're developing an application in pre-production. You might need to go through several testing stages, develop it, change it, update it, and then once it's there, it's ready, you know it does exactly what you want, you can then literally deploy that template in production and get exactly the same configuration. The third point is that changes to it are very easy to make. You'll see this later on in the video that once you've got a template, if you want to make some changes, all you literally need to do is just change in the template what you want, re-upload it. AWS will see what you're trying to change, and then it will literally just change the resources for you. Very, very easy. The fourth point is that it eliminates mistakes. If you've ever been in an AWS console and tried to build out complex environments, just clicking around the console, so where you're trying to develop things like VPCs, subnets, EC2s, databases, security groups, all these other things that you need for a complex environment, it's very, very easy to just make a mistake when you're just clicking around the console. An obvious example of that would be something like, provisioning a security group with the wrong ports, and you may not know it's wrong until you try and launch the application and certain people can't access it. This basically helps eliminate those things because you're defining the resources you want in the template and it's easy to see what they are. And then the fifth and final point is that cleanup's also very easy. So you'll see this later on in the video as well, that when you want to delete the resources, all you've literally got to do is just click on the stack, click on delete, and that will terminate all the resources for you. This is quite useful when you want to make sure that when an application is not needed anymore, you can clean up all the resources and it just literally gets rid of it all for you. And you don't have to worry about any sort of latent resources that are going to end up incurring extra costs that you don't need because the template will just delete all of them for you. To begin with, we're going to come straight into the AWS console and we're going to search CloudFormation in the search bar. Once you get to this part, we're going to click on Create Stack. Now in here, you'll see we've got several options. So the first we're going to choose from an existing template, which is what we're going to do. The other option is going to be build from Infrastructure Composer. Now we'll take a quick look at this. I'll just be completely honest. I really don't like this and really don't use it at all. I find it clunky and quite difficult to use, but we'll take a quick look at it just in case you want to have a play around with it. But when it eventually loads, what we'll see is it gives you this display. So in this tutorial, we're going to try and deploy an EC2 with a security group. So if we were going to try and do that here, we'd search for EC2 and find EC2 instance and drag it into the infrastructure composer. And then we'd look for a security group. So you can drag these different things in here. And again, I don't really find it very easy to use. It doesn't create a template for you or link the resources. You'll see when I click on template in a second that you still seem to have to do quite a lot of configuration yourself. So if you have actually used this and you have found it really useful and easy to use, I would find it interesting if you can just let me know in the comments, because typically the people I've worked with don't like using it either. So we'll come back into the CloudFormation console. and we've got a few options down below. So the first option is going to be that you can select is the Amazon S3-URL. And from here, what you can do is actually drop your CloudFormation template into an Amazon S3 bucket, and from there it's going to take it from there. So we're not going to do that, but one thing we're going to do is we're going to upload a template file directly. Before we do that, we'll just take a quick look at the other option, and that's going to be that you can sync from Git. So this is going to help you sync some code from a GitHub or a Git repository. We're not going to do that, but the other thing we'll just look at is this hyperlink that it provides. And this takes you to a lot of AWS defined CloudFormation templates. So if you come into EC2, for example, if you want to, you can have a look through some of these templates. Again, for this tutorial, you can just pick one of those if you want to do that. But again, what we're going to do is use a template that I've already developed. This is the CloudFormation template we're going to be using. I'll leave a link for it in the description below. You will need to go and sign up to a GitHub account if you don't have one. And once you open this page, you'll just see as I move over here, there's a little download button. If you download that to your computer and then just make sure you save it as a YAML file, and then we'll see how we re-upload it in the next section. So as we actually come to look at the template itself, we'll just have a rundown of what actually makes up the template. So we've got the description here, which is just a simple EC2 deployment with user data and a name tag. We then come down to our main section, which is resources, and this lists out the EC2 instance and also the security group. That's the only two resources we're going to actually deploy. If you're used to building things in the console, you'll see most of the fields just actually map to what you would manually build if you were just clicking and building infrastructure as required. One thing you will need to be aware of is you'll need to go and fetch the AMI ID from your console. So if you just come back into the console, click on EC2, and then click Launch Instances. And then once that's loads, it's going to give us an AMI ID. So if you grab this number, and then when you've downloaded it, just enter it into that field. And you'll see we've got the security group it's referencing. And we're going to give it a tag as a name as well. Otherwise, it's going to be blank. So I'll just call mine my CloudFormation EC2. You can see it's got user data. This is the script that's just going to launch a basic landing page for us. Then as you come down, you'll see the next part is the security group. And then you'll see some other fields you'll be used to, which is the port numbers. And you're also going to need the VPC ID as well for your account. So I'm going to come to VPC back in the console. And then I'm going to use the default AWS VPC. If you've got one, you can obviously just use any one that you've got set up. So just make sure it's all in the same region. Click on VPC. And if you get the VPC ID, and then just come back and enter it there. And that's basically it. That's all you need to do. And in the next part, we'll upload that to the console, and then you'll see how quickly it provisions the resources. Now that's out of the way, we can get to the fun bit, which is uploading the template and watching AWS create the resources. So if you come back into the console, go to CloudFormation, Stacks, and Create Stacks. We're going to choose an existing template, upload a template file, and then you're just going to choose the file that you saved in the previous part. So I'm just going to find mine and then upload. So once that's uploaded, you've just got to click Next. And just give it a stack name, literally anything will do. Just has to be a unique name. And click Next. I'm going to leave all this as default. Click Next again. This will all be default as well. And then we can just submit. And this is going to start creating our resources. So it's going to bring us into our Events tab, and it's going to show Create in Progress. For a more granular view, we can go to Resources, and we can see the status of the resources it's going to create. So you can see it's already created the security group for us. You click Refresh, we can show that the EC2 is going to be Create in Progress. This will take a little bit of time. It always is the case if you have an EC2 with a user data script. It does take a little bit longer to spin up. So we can see that they're both now complete. So we can click on the EC2 hyperlink. It's going to load for us. And you'll see it's running and it's passed the status checks. So if you click on it and highlight it and get the IPv4 address, and then if you come into a new browser, what you'll see is the hello from CloudFormation. So that was the message in our user data script. So you can see it's not secure because we haven't configured HTTPS or used Route 53 to give us a host name that will resolve to the EC2, but that does prove that it has actually worked. I was going to end the video there, but thought it may be useful in the final section just to show you how to actually make some changes, because we'd mentioned in the start it's quite easy. So here I am in Visual Studio Code where I've got my YAML script. And what we'll do is we'll just change the instance type. That's going to be the easiest thing, I think. So we'll just change it to T2 Micro to T2 Nano. And then if you save it, and then when you save it, just give it a slightly different name, just so whatever your template version is, just add v2 on the end. And then what we'll do is we'll go back into the console, upload it, and then we'll see how the change is made. Now we've updated our template, we'll be back in the console. And then if you just click on your CloudFormation stack, click Update Stack, and then we're going to replace existing template. And then choose the file, upload a new template file, and all you're going to do is just make sure you choose version 2 of your file, and that'll upload and attach. We'll just click Next, leave this completely as default, and this is going to be default as well, and just click Submit. So you just see some events here. It's just tracking and explaining what it's doing. So if we go to resources, we'll now see update in progress. It shouldn't take too well. Actually, it will take a little bit of time because it does need to shut the instance off and then also change it and restart it. So we'll just see how long this takes. Still going to show update in progress. Can actually go across to the EC2 console and just see what stage it's at here as well. So you can see at the moment it's still in stopping state, so it is just going to take a little while. So we'll come back in just a moment when it's finished, and then you can just see the change that's been made. Okay, so now we're back and it's running again. You can see it's now a T2 Nano, so it's just going through the status checks, which happens every time an EC2 boots up. And yeah, it's running. So yeah, you can see again, that was a very, very easy change to make. And that will be the same with changing anything in your template. It's just very, very straightforward. So what we'll finally just do to end the video is we'll just show how easy the cleanup is. So you literally just highlight the stack, click delete, and then click delete again. And it'll just say delete initiated. So it'll say delete in progress. We don't really need to stick around and watch the whole thing. It will just terminate all the resources for you. Just take a little bit of time. But yeah, I hope that video has been useful. If you are interested in seeing more complex environments being spun up in a CloudFormation template, please let me know in the comments below. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.